Welcome to Adighebza for Beginners, a language program designed for diaspora Adigha who want to learn their mother tongue. For more information, visit www.adighas.com. That's www.adighas.com. This is Lesson 1 of Adighebza for Beginners. This is Part A of Lesson 1. In this lesson, we'll be introduced to an Adigha dialogue. Speaking practice is important, so be sure to repeat out loud when instructed to do so. Don't worry if you have trouble. There's more practice available in Part B of this lesson. Imagine a conversation between two Adigha speakers. It might go something like this. Sasi tsar slanch, sitwa yitsar. Sasi tsar janti, tawashit. Sakharzinish. Adighebza chafedidu wabsatla. Wabso, yajiri zizagashra. Zagosu zargasha khunupara. Nta? Did that sound a little intimidating? Don't worry. In the next few minutes, you'll learn not only the meaning of this conversation, but how to take part in it yourself. Imagine you bump into a fellow Adigha and wish to introduce yourself. It makes sense to start by telling the other person your name. Listen and repeat out loud. Sasi tsaraslanch. Did you notice a slight accent in the word tsar? This is the word for name. It starts with a sound similar to the one found at the end of the English words bats and bits, only shorter and harder. Listen carefully and repeat. Tsa, tsar. Now that you've introduced yourself, you'll want to ask the name of the other person. You do this exactly as you would in English by asking, "What is your name?" Listen and repeat. Sitwa yitsar. There is no difference between how you would ask a man or a woman his or her name. Now repeat what you would say in order to introduce yourself with your name. Pretend your name is Aslan and only introduce yourself. Do not ask the other person what his or her name is. Sasits Aslanch. Did you notice the ush sound at the end of the name Aslan? Aslanch. This is not part of the actual name, but a suffix added to nouns in Adighebza when answering in the affirmative or providing emphasis as we are doing now. In this dialogue, Janti answers with his name and then asks Aslan how he is doing. Listen and repeat. Sasi tsar Janti, tawashit. The phrase tawashit literally translates to how are you standing? You can think of this as analogous to how's it hanging? Please note that in Adighebza, this greeting is considered neither formal nor informal and is appropriate for any setting. Listen and repeat. Tawashit. And now the entire phrase. Listen and repeat. Sasi tsar janti, tawashit. Aslan wants Janti to know that he is doing well, so he says, "I am doing well." Just listen. Sakharzinish. This is spoken and written as one word, so let's listen a bit closer to make sure we fully understand the phrase. S. S. You can think of this prefix as meaning I am. Next, the word for well, as in I am doing well. Just listen. Kharzinish. Did you notice the ish sound at the end of the word? As you might have guessed, this simply adds emphasis. Now listen and repeat. Sekharzinish. Now Aslan wants to compliment Janti on how well he speaks Adighebza. Listen and repeat. Listen and repeat. Adighebza chafedidu wabsatla. This literally translates to, in the Adigha language, you speak very well. It's the little ch at the end of the word Adigha that means in the. Listen and repeat. Adighebza ch. And now the phrase that means you speak. Listen and repeat. Wabsasha. The sound at the end of this word is unique to Adighebza. It's the sh sound. This can be difficult for many non-Adigas to say, but here's a little tip. Make the th sound as you would in the English word for them. Notice how you push air between your tongue and your top two teeth? You can achieve the th sound by modifying the sound. To do so, you force air between your tongue and the teeth on the side of your mouth. Let's give it a try. Listen and repeat. Th. Wapsatha. And finally, the phrase that means very well. Listen and repeat. Fididdu. You may have noticed that we've heard two different words that both mean well. The difference is that th is used to describe nouns and actions, while kharzinish is used to describe your personal state of being. Listen and repeat. Sekharzinish. Adighebza fididdu wapsatha. In response, Janti thanks Aslan and informs him that he is still learning Adighebza. Wupso, yijidi zizaqasha. First, the word for thank you. Listen and repeat. Wupso. This literally translates to you life, and is a shortened form of a longer phrase that means God give you life. Now the phrase for I am still learning. Just listen. Yijidi zizaqasha. This phrase begins with the word still, as in I am still learning. Listen and repeat. Yijidi. Now the phrase for I am learning. Zizaqasha. 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 Let's put it all together and say, I am still learning. Listen and repeat. Yijidi zizaqasha. And now the original phrase, thank you, I am still learning. Listen and repeat. Wupso, yijidi zizaqasha. Upon hearing that Janti is still learning, Aslan asks, you can think of this phrase as meaning, why don't we study together? First, the word for together. Zawasu. Study together. Zawasu zarqasha. Now the phrase for why don't we, or will that do? Listen and repeat. Khonupara. And putting it all together we get, why don't we study together? Listen and repeat. Zawasu zarqasha khonupara. In response, Janti says, yes, of course, that would be great. Inta arfididkhunut. First, the word for yes, of course. Listen and repeat. Inta. That would be great. Just listen. Arfididkhunut. This literally translates to that, good, very, would be. Now listen and repeat. Arfididkhunut. And now you understand the entire dialogue. This concludes Part A of Lesson 1. Please move on to Part B for more practice. For more information on this and other Adigha language resources, please feel free to visit us at www.adighas.com. That's www.adighas.com.